I'm so pleased to be able to share my trip to Myanmar with you all. I was lucky enough to tour with AsiaDMC to all the country's highlights. We started in Mandalay, where I was introduced to the land of stupas, temples and pagodas. 88% of the country's population is Buddhist, so religion features very prominently across the country. I normally blog about my experiences. You can access that at kbfortravel.com.au. Both men and women will wear a sarong type skirt. It's called a longi. Out of respect to their religion, they will cover their shoulders and their knees. It was so interesting to tour the silk weaving factory to see how they make them. They're hand woven on the basic machines and then hand dyed as well. It's a very labour intensive, but the result is quite beautiful in the end. I'm probably not the greatest YouTuber, but I'm a good travel agent, and I also have Facebook and Instagram if you'd like to follow me there. KB for travel is pretty much what you need to look up. Monks and monk novices are a common sight across the country, with an estimated 500,000 living in Myanmar. It's so interesting to watch their daily rituals. A trip standout for me was the ancient city of Bagan. With over 3,000 temples scattered across the countryside, it is a beautiful sight to behold. We toured by horse and cart and e-bike. With the horses meandering through the Bagan countryside, it was such a sight. It felt so peaceful, and it was just amazing to be there and experience it. Inside the temples was quite impressive as well, with this one showing a big statue and how small we are up against the statue. We also saw the temples from the water. The kids are often schooled in monasteries, and our visit to a monastery was very moving. The kids were so welcoming and sang for us. What they're wearing on their faces is thanika, mainly worn by women and children. It's a ground bark paste that is said to protect the skin. Riding my little e-bike down the road with all the temples on either side of the road. I'm going a bit slow, but it's fun, lots of fun. I better put my phone away. Another highlight is InleLake. It's such a unique place with villages built on top of the water. Fishing is the main pastime, but you get around by a longboat, so it's a whole lot of fun. We did a cooking class, which they mainly eat curries, and it's like a shared feast that they'll have. You sit down and enjoy the feast together. We also went and toured a lotus making factory. With the lotus fabrics being one of the most luxurious fabrics in the world.
This is one of the best places in Myanmar.
She's showing how they take the very fine fibres out of the lotus to make the fabric. We also went and toured some of the more remote communities of InleLake. A little bit different. but still the same religious and friendly natured people. The fishing there was really interesting, especially the traditional fishing method of the basket. We finished our tour in Yangon. Yangon was full of hidden treasures, like the world's stinkiest fruit, the durian. We also went to the most famous pagoda, Shawuda, something like that. I can never pronounce it right, but it's very beautiful. We toured a candle making factory. Obviously their machines are quite primitive, but they do the job. They pour the wax in and then it all sets, and then they take it out and the candles are made. It's quite hot, it's quite dirty, it's quite messy, but they do the job and they get it done well. The betel leaves, they're a tradition in Myanmar. They all chew them and end up with red teeth and red oo running out of their mouth. And the 1,000-year-old eggs, they're considered a delicacy as well. The work conditions making rice paper was not much better. It's very hot and very sticky and quite dirty, but they make do and what they produce is beautiful. Contact me if you're planning a trip to Myanmar. I'd love to give you a hand. KB for travel. Look me up on the socials. Thanks.